Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are listening from.
Welcome back to the English Radio channel. I'm Sarah.
And I'm your co-host, Mark. We are absolutely thrilled to have you with us today.
Whether you're listening on your commute, while cooking dinner, or sitting at your desk ready to study, thank you for joining us.
That's right. Before we dive into today's main topic, Sarah, how was your weekend?
It was wonderful, actually. I went hiking up in the mountains. It was incredibly rejuvenating.
Oh, let's pause right there. Rejuvenating. That's a fantastic word for our listeners.
It really is. Rejuvenating means something that makes you feel young, fresh, and full of energy again.
So, after a long week of work, being out in nature completely restored your energy.
Exactly. It was exactly what I needed. How was your weekend, Mark?
Well, mine was a bit more mundane, to be honest. I just stayed home and caught up on some chores.
Hold on, now it's my turn to catch a word. Listeners, Mark just used the word mundane.
Ah, you caught me.
Mark, how would you explain mundane to our listeners?
Mundane means ordinary, dull, or not very exciting.
So doing laundry and vacuuming the house is very mundane compared to a mountain hike.
You got it. And speaking of mundane chores and daily routines, that brings us perfectly to today's topic.
Today, we are diving into a subject that literally everyone talks about at some point, jobs and careers.
We're going to show you how to confidently explain what you do.
We'll also cover how to describe your daily work and discuss your workplace environment.
And finally, we'll talk about how to share your career dreams for the future.
Talking about your profession is one of the most common icebreakers in the English language.
Icebreaker, another great word. An icebreaker is a topic used to start a conversation and make people feel relaxed.
Asking, "What do you do?" is definitely the ultimate icebreaker.
It really is. But before we jump into the lesson, a quick reminder to our listeners.
Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video or podcast a thumbs up.
And share it with your friends. Your support is crucial and helps us create more free content for you.
Absolutely. All right, Mark, shall we get started?
Let's do it.
Let's imagine you are at a party or a networking event.
Someone walks up to you and asks the classic question, "What do you do?"
How would you answer that, Mark?
The simplest way is to use the verb to be followed by your job title, like I am a teacher.
Or, I am an engineer. Just remember to use your articles correctly. It's a teacher, but an accountant.
Perfect tip. You can also use the verb work. You could say, I work as a designer.
That is very clear and professional. So, Mark, what is your official job title?
I'm an English teacher, and I absolutely love it. I also work as a curriculum developer.
Nice.
What about you, Sarah?
I am a presenter here at English Radio Channel. I also work as a content creator for our social media.
It sounds like a very dynamic role.
Let's stop there. Dynamic. When a job is dynamic, it means it is constantly changing and active.
Right. You never get bored in a dynamic job because there's always something new happening.
Exactly. Now, sometimes people want to know where you work or the industry you're in.
Let's talk about prepositions here. They can be tricky for learners.
Yes, they can. We generally use 3 prepositions when talking about workplaces: for, in, and at.
Let's start with for. You use work for when you're naming the company that employs you.
For example, I work for Google, or I work for a marketing agency.
You can also use in to describe the industry or the general environment.
Like, I work in finance, or I work in an office.
And finally, at is used for specific places or companies, similar to for.
I work at a hospital, or I work at Microsoft.
But what if you don't work for a company? What if you're your own boss?
Great question. You can say, I run my own business.
Or you could use a very common phrase, I'm self-employed.
Let's highlight a challenging word related to that: entrepreneur.
That's a French loan word, so the pronunciation is a bit tricky. Entrepreneur.
An entrepreneur is someone who starts and runs their own business, usually taking on financial risks.
So you could proudly say, I am an entrepreneur, I run a tech startup.
Okay, So you've told them your title, the conversation is flowing.
Next, they might ask about what you actually do every day, your responsibilities.
You could just list verbs, right? Like, I help customers or I write code.
You could, but we want our listeners to sound more advanced and fluent.
True. One of the best phrases to use is, I'm responsible for.
But wait, there's a grammar rule here. After for, we must use a gerund. That's an ing verb.
Yes, I'm responsible for managing a team, not responsible for manage.
Exactly. I'm responsible for planning lessons.
Another great phrase is, I'm in charge of.
Again, followed by an ing verb or a noun. I am in charge of customer service.
For me, I might say, I'm in charge of editing the audio.
Let's look at some higher-level vocabulary for daily tasks. Instead of saying, I watch over the project,
You can say, I oversee the project.
oversee is a fantastic professional word. It means to supervise a person or a task.
The manager oversees the sales department.
How about liaise? That's a beautiful word.
To liaise means to cooperate and exchange information with other departments.
I liaise with the marketing team to ensure our ads are correct.
Perfect. And what if you have too much work? What if you need to give some tasks to your team?
Then you delegate.
To delegate means to assign a task or responsibility to another person.
Usually you delegate to someone junior to you. A good manager knows how to delegate tasks effectively.
Let's put this all together into a real-life scenario.
We are going to perform a short role play. Imagine we are at a business conference in London.
We are wearing name tags, drinking coffee, and we bump into each other near the buffet table.
Sounds good. I'll start. Hi there. I don't think we've officially met. I'm Mark.
Hi, Mark. Nice to meet you. I'm Sarah.
I noticed you were in the morning seminar on digital trends. It was great, wasn't it?
Yes, the seminar was fascinating. I always try to keep up with industry trends.
Me too. So, Sarah, what do you do?
I work in the media industry. Specifically, I'm a content producer for a learning platform.
Oh, that sounds really interesting.
Thanks. I'm primarily responsible for developing scripts and overseeing our audio production. How about you?
I'm in somewhat similar field. I work as a curriculum developer for a university.
That must be very rewarding. What does that involve?
I'm in charge of designing English courses for international students.
Fantastic. Do you have a large team?
We do. I oversee a team of 5 junior writers, and I frequently liaise with the graphic design department.
Well, it sounds like you have a lot on your plate. It was lovely meeting you, Mark.
And scene. Let's break that down. Notice how we used the prepositions?
Yes, I said I work in the media industry.
And I said I work as a curriculum developer.
I also used the idiom have a lot on your plate.
Listeners, if you tell someone they have a lot on their plate, it means they are very busy.
Now, let's zoom in on the day-to-day. How do you describe your typical workday?
A great opening phrase here is, a typical day at work looks like this.
First, you can start with your hours.
Right. You might say, I start work at 9 a.m. and clock out at 5 p.m.
Let's define clock out.
To clock out technically means to record the time you leave work.
But informally, it just means finishing your workday. I can't wait to clock out and go home.
What if you don't have a strict 9 to 5 schedule?
You can say, I have flexible hours.
This means your schedule is easily changed. You choose when you work.
Exactly. So, walking through the day, every morning the first thing I do is check my emails.
And I prioritize my tasks. Let's highlight prioritize.
To prioritize means to arrange tasks in order of importance.
I have 20 emails, but I prioritize the ones from my boss.
Then you can talk about meetings. At 10:30, I usually attend a brief team huddle.
Huddle is a great word. It's a short, informal meeting to discuss the day's goals.
Don't forget to mention breaks. Work isn't just about tasks.
True. You can say, around 1 p.m., I grab lunch with my colleagues.
Or I take a quick coffee break in the mid-afternoon.
A full, fluent example could be, my day starts around 8:30 a.m. First, I check my inbox.
After that, I spend the morning in focused work. I take an hour for lunch at noon.
My afternoons are generally filled with meetings, and I try to wrap things up by 5:30 p.m.
Wait, Mark used a great phrasal verb there at the end, wrap up.
To wrap up means to finish or conclude something.
Let's wrap up this meeting so we can all go home.
Moving on, let's talk about where you work. Is it an office, your living room, or outdoors?
Since the pandemic, the workplace has changed dramatically.
A very common phrase now is, I work remotely.
This means you work from home or anywhere outside a traditional office.
You might also have a hybrid schedule.
A hybrid schedule is a mixture of two things.
In this context, it means you work from home some days and go into the office on other days.
I have a hybrid schedule. I go to the office on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
But if you do commute, you can talk about that.
Commute is the journey you take from your home to your workplace.
I have a terrible commute. It takes me an hour on the train.
Once you arrive at the workplace, what is the atmosphere like?
Is it formal or informal?
In a formal environment, there is a strict dress code. Men might wear suits and ties.
Conversely, you might work in a laid-back environment.
Laid back means relaxed and easygoing.
My office is very laid back. We can wear jeans and sneakers.
Let's give our listeners a few essential workplace vocabulary words.
Number 1, open plan office.
This is a large room with no dividing walls or private offices, where everyone sits together.
Number 2, deadline.
This is a specific date or time by which a task must be completed.
I am under a lot of pressure to meet this Friday deadline.
What happens if the environment isn't good, Mark?
That's an important point. You can describe a bad workplace as toxic.
A toxic work environment is one with negative behaviors like bullying or constant stress.
It makes the employees feel unhappy and unsafe. Hopefully, none of our listeners are in a toxic environment.
That leads us perfectly into our next section, job satisfaction.
When someone asks, "Do you like your job?" you don't just want to say, "Yes, it is good."
Right, you want to explain why.
If you love your work, you might say it is fulfilling.
Fulfilling means it makes you feel happy and satisfied because you are doing something useful.
Being a nurse is incredibly fulfilling because I help people heal.
I love my job because it is highly collaborative.
Collaborative means working closely with others to create something.
Exactly. I get to bounce ideas off my amazing co-host, Mark.
Aw, thank you, Sarah. I enjoy my job too because it's creative.
But let's be honest, no job is perfect.
You can talk about the parts you like least without sounding overly negative.
You can say, I enjoy teaching the most, but the administrative work can be quite tedious.
Let's pause on that word, tedious.
Tedious means too long, slow, or dull. It's tiresome.
Grading 100 exams can be very tedious.
Another negative feeling at work is burnout.
Burnout is a state of physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion.
It's usually caused by long-term, unmanaged stress.
I've been working 60 hours a week for a year. I'm suffering from burnout.
If you are feeling burnout, you might want to look for new opportunities.
You can say, "I'm keeping my eyes open for a new role."
Or, I'm currently job hunting because I want a better work-life balance.
Part 6, Past Experience and Future Goals.
Whether you're networking or in a job interview, people will ask about your history.
Where did you work before?
You can use the phrase used to for past habits or states. I used to work in retail, but now I work in marketing.
You can also say, "In my previous role, I gained valuable experience in project management."
This is a great way to highlight your skills.
Let's look at a challenging word here, trajectory.
Your career trajectory is the path or progression your career takes over time.
Starting as an intern and becoming the CEO is an incredible career trajectory.
Now, let's look ahead to the future. A classic interview question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
My goal is to expand our channel and perhaps write a book.
You can say, my long-term goal is to step into a leadership role.
I'd like to focus on upskilling.
Upskilling is a modern business term. It means learning new, advanced skills.
This improves your career prospects. I am taking evening classes in coding to focus on upskilling.
You might also talk about pivoting.
To pivot means to completely change your direction.
After 10 years in accounting, I am pivoting to a career in graphic design.
Let's do one more role play, this time a more formal setting.
I will be the candidate applying for a senior marketing position.
And I will be the hiring manager. Welcome, Sarah. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you for having me, Mark.
Looking at your resume, you have quite an impressive background. Could you walk me through your previous experience?
Certainly. For the past 4 years, I have worked as a marketing coordinator for a tech startup.
Excellent. What were your main duties there?
I was responsible for executing digital ad campaigns and managing our social media presence.
What would you say was the most challenging aspect of that role?
The industry is very fast-paced, so the deadlines were often quite daunting.
Hold on. Daunting. Let's explain that.
If something is daunting, it makes you feel slightly frightened or worried about your ability to achieve it.
How did you handle those daunting deadlines, Sarah?
I learned to prioritize my tasks rigorously and delegate effectively to our junior staff.
That's great to hear. Why are you looking to leave your current role?
I am looking to pivot into a more strategic role, which is why I am so excited about this senior position.
Nice job. Notice how, in an interview setting, the vocabulary elevates.
Instead of saying, I did ads, I said I executed digital ad campaigns.
Exactly. Using strong action verbs will make you sound incredibly professional.
We've spent a lot of time talking about ourselves today.
But conversation is a two-way street. How do you ask someone else about their job?
We already know the basic, what do you do?
But to keep the conversation flowing, you need to build rapport.
Great word, rapport. Notice the T at the end is silent.
It means a good, understanding relationship with someone.
You build rapport by asking good follow-up questions.
Exactly. You could ask, how long have you been in that industry?
Or, what is the most rewarding part of your job?
What does a typical day look like for you is another great one.
Or simply, how did you get started in that field?
These open-ended questions show that you are genuinely interested in the other person.
And that is the absolute key to natural, friendly English conversation.
Wow, Sarah, we have covered a massive amount of ground today.
We really have, from stating your job title with the correct prepositions,
To describing your mundane or dynamic daily routines,
we discussed navigating toxic or collaborative work environments,
we also learned how to talk about our career trajectories and the importance of upskilling.
Remember, listeners, practice makes perfect.
Don't just listen to this podcast and forget about it. Active recall is how you truly learn.
To help you practice, we have a challenge for you today.
We want you to go to the comments section of this video or podcast and introduce yourself professionally.
Yes, tell us, what do you do? What is your daily routine?
What do you love most about your job?
Or, if you are currently studying or job hunting, tell us what your absolute dream job is.
Try to use at least 3 of the difficult words we highlighted today.
Maybe tell us if your job is tedious or fulfilling, or if you work a hybrid schedule.
We read every single comment, and we love correcting and encouraging you.
Thank you all so much for tuning in. Remember to subscribe and share this episode with a friend.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, and never stop learning.
We'll be back next week with another deep dive into the English language.
Bye-bye for now.
See you next time.